This is everything that happened at One Shot, in case you missed it. Our pre-show kicked off with a triple threat between Kay Miyowski, Ezra, and a new debut. Putting the show together is fun. I enjoy writing it. I enjoy making the characters. I enjoy producing every aspect week to week. I was feeling a little left out, and I'm excited to start being able to mix it up with you guys. I didn't get the job done, but that's okay. Ezra, congrats. It was a great match. Kay Miyowski, you crushed it as well. Next up, the self-proclaimed best tag team in the world defended their Universal All-Star Worldwide Grand Prix Multiversal $1 Million Championships. With Frosted Mac and Cheese competing in the ladder match later in the night, Tiny Mac needed a new partner, and who stepped up but Bellic Horror. Now, while formidable, this strung-together team just wasn't able to get the job done, and so the self-proclaimed best tag team in the world retained the championships. Next up, Faye Fire took to the ring to air some grievances. If you're in the Discord or if you follow us on Instagram, we've been getting these like images. They're really cryptic. It was like a house that was on fire, then it was ashes, and then it was a phoenix rising, and each one came with a haiku. Faye, understandably, was a little agitated that social media time and Discord promotion was being put towards pictures and poems and not talking about his return and his rise towards a championship. He came to the ring to demand a moment on One Shot. He wasn't even booked for a match. And the ROT locker room was floored by who answered his call. Returning from the days of YMW, returning from the days of Druid's Grove, his old partner, Maiden Fallon. We have not seen Maiden in quite some time, but she returned, descending to the ring with these fiery wings, elegant as ever. These two had an absolutely brutal match, but to Faye's credit, Faye was able to put his money where his mouth was and walk away with the win. After that, we had a Twitch TV Championship showcase where T. Louie 09 took on Brian Spector and Janan. All three champions in this match looked amazing, and this match was non-stop action from bell to bell. The closing moments of this match saw T. Louie 09 and Janan just trading blows and hitting reversals. Brian was incapacitated on the outside, so this looked like at any moment the first person to make a mistake would take the pinfall. However, as we've seen in the past, Brian Spector is cold and calculated, and she knows that she just has to bide her time and wait for her moment. And that's exactly what she did, because she snuck in right at the last moment with the sledgehammer, cracked Janan in the stomach, and got away with the 1-2-3. Huge win for Brian Spector. Next up was a match I think everybody was waiting for. Fine Arts Violence came to the ring ready to fight to be crowned the first ever ROT Tag Team Champions. However, they were missing somebody, as Jack the Colorful Cat, given the option of picking anybody on the roster for a tag team partner, picked Ignacio. He was so confident after getting a 2v1 victory that he could do it again, and so he picked a puppet as his tag team partner. Well, let me just shut the hell up, because when that puppet came to the ring, it was a 7-foot tall, 600-pound kaiju. Now, with Ignacio at his call and at his command, Jack was able to walk through Fine Arts Violence and win the ROT Tag Team Championships. Congrats, Jack. It was great. Oh, the next match broke my heart. You see, Hot Girl Fight Club was taking on Mutiny, and the winners of this tag team match would go on to face Jack and Ignacio at the end of the month for the tag team titles. Now, Hot Girl Fight Club knew that Mutiny were their opponents, and they knew that tonight we were going to find out the identity of those two competitors. The first member of Mutiny was none other than Daddy Dula, returning from his YMW days. Dula making his ROT debut and immediately aligning with Hot and Spicy Curry. It's a big move. We have seen through the first couple of months of ROT that there's power in numbers, and we have a lot of heavy hitters starting to come together. And then, like a knife through the heart, the next member of Mutiny's music hits, and it's none other than Francesca. Having turned her back on the viewers and the fans and all of her friends in ROT, all of these people that have cheered her on, and aligning with Hot and Spicy Curry, it was rough. This match was great from start to finish. However, the big story was in the ending. Coco got a clean roll-up on Francesca, who then reversed into a roll-up of her own. With the referee's position being on the other side of them and his line of sight being broken, he didn't see Coco's hand under the ring rope. That should have continued the match. That should have broken the pinfall. However, the match was counted to 3, and Mutiny were awarded the win. With Hot Girl Fight Club getting their rematch and potentially getting that #1 contendership back from Mutiny next Tuesday, I'm curious to see how it's going to play out. History was made in the next match because it was one-shot ladder match time. To give some context, the one-shot briefcase gives you a title opportunity anytime you want it. If you have a match against a champion, you can turn it into a championship match. If the champion is already fighting somebody else and you want to be involved, you can turn it into a 3-way match or a 4-way match, or interject yourself however you want. If the champion's just gone through a 30-minute long grueling battle with somebody and is at the absolute minimum health they can be, and you decide that is the moment that you want to strike, you can do that too. The stakes are huge with this briefcase, and this match was truly anyone's to win. After an exchange of moves and reversals from all 6 competitors, Lux saw his opportunity, set up the ladder, ascended, and was able to unhook the briefcase before anybody was able to interfere. Lux, congratulations. I know you have a big decision ahead of you on when to use this, and I know that all of the champions on the roster right now are watching their back. The night then continued with 8 Corpses versus Sam for the Twitch TV title. I always will recommend to anybody who finds us through reels or shorts, or only keeps up with us through these recaps, I will always recommend to go back and watch the full show if you have the time. However, this match is essential ROT viewing. Sam and 8 Corpses started the way that you probably pictured it would. 8 Corpses dominated with the big strength and size advantage. And there were points in the match early on where it looked like he might get a quick squash over Sam. However, Sam, unwilling to give up and unwilling to stay down for the 3 count, unwilling to be counted out, continued to get back up and fight a little harder each time. The closing moments of this match, Sam was able to lock in his submission, and it looked truly like we were about to crown a new Twitch TV champion. However, 8 Corpses shows why he has the belt in the first place. He walks away with the win. Guys, to both of you, absolutely great match. I loved watching every second of it. And then it was time for arguably the biggest match of the night. Sushi was finally getting her World Championship opportunity against Tank Ceneri. Coming to the ring with a new entrance, and new gear, and a new attitude, Sushi seemed primed to take the championship off of Tank. And the match started with some dominance from Sushi early on, but with countouts and disqualifications turned off to avoid some kind of cheap, quick finish that would be unsatisfying for the fans, Mutiny made their presence known. With Sushi rejecting the deal, Mutiny was not going to stand by and be disrespected. And so we saw Francesca come to the ring and start helping Tank Ceneri beat down Sushi. Now, whether it was to Sushi's rescue or just to the detriment of Mutiny, we then saw Hot Girl Fight Club come to the ring to help. Slowly, as the match continued to go on, we saw each member of Mutiny and each member of Hot Girl Fight Club hit the ring, both trying to upset each other's plans. Mutiny trying to prevent Sushi from winning, and Hot Girl Fight Club trying to prevent Mutiny from interfering. In the closing moments of the match, Sushi accidentally knocks out the ref, and Tank Ceneri goes off. There's a weapon shot. He pops her up into the air and hits her with the spear. Tank Ceneri goes for the pinfall, and as the referee begins to stir and crawl over, he hits the slowest 3 count in ROT history. Tank Ceneri retains the World Championship. If you haven't seen it already, the one-shot replay is up and available on YouTube now in its entirety. I, for one, am excited to close out Chapter 2 and move into Chapter 3 and see where the story goes next. With Francesca and Daddy Dula aligning with Hot and Spicy Curry, what's next for Mutiny? And with community control coming up on June 30th, what matches will we see start to take shape? Tune into ROT live June 2nd at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Twitch TV. As always, thank you so much for tuning in and watching us. We'll see you Tuesday.